Hello everyone. We are going to see today the topic equations of inverse trigonometric functions. We have seen in earlier topics to use the identities to apply them in different patterns of equations. Here we are taking a particular equation in which at least one variable will be given unknown as x, y or z, and we have to solve that equation to find the value of that variable. But don't forget, everywhere we need identities. Like first example I have taken to explain. Here we can find is tan inverse 1 upon 4 plus 2 tan inverse 1 upon 5 plus tan inverse 1 upon 6 plus tan inverse 1 upon x is equal to pi by 4. In this question, we can find that one term is having x, which is unknown. We need to solve it. It's written. We need to solve this equation. Solve means to find the value of that variable, this x. Rest we are given these fixed numbers, constants. What we have to do? Right hand side is pi by 4. We have to simplify them using identities. Which type? Now let me tell you. As we can see here, we are given the addition of inverse trigonometric functions. So obviously, identities based on compound angle we will solve. Okay, like tan inverse 1 by 4 is given. This is twice of tan inverse 1 upon 5. This is tan inverse 1 upon 6. So in first step, we can club tan inverse 1 upon 4 and tan inverse 1 upon 6. Then twice of tan inverse 1 upon 5 remain as it is. This tan inverse 1 upon x and pi by 4. Rest of the terms remain as it is. And if you know in advance how to apply, when you become perfect, you can apply parallelly the identities to simplify these terms also. But as in the beginning, I suggest you start with this addition. Okay, we know that tan inverse x plus tan inverse y, this is equal to tan inverse x plus y upon 1 minus xy. So here taking the value of x and y respectively is 1 upon 4, 1 upon 6. We can apply the identity to make it one term of tan inverse with sum of 1 upon 4 and 1 upon 6 and 1 minus 1 upon 4 into 1 upon 6. Rest of the terms, as I said, we will continue as it is. Whenever you think that you are perfect, you can apply identities to simplify these terms. Now, simplifying this portion, we'll get 5 by 12 and this will be 23 by 24. Now further we can do this 12 to 24 cancelled out. Twice of tan inverse 1 upon 5, tan inverse 1 upon x, this is equal to pi by 4. Now think of it. This can be written as tan inverse 10 upon 23. Now, this is obvious thing. This tan inverse 10 upon 23 has been obtained from the simplification of these two terms. And the same thing we are going to do ahead. The problem, this tan inverse 1 upon 5 is given with its twice. When I explained the basics of the chapter, I told you whenever twice or thrice of function are given, they are never taken directly. We need to apply identity for this also. And the identity applicable for twice, 2 tan inverse x. Now 2 tan inverse x, you could see, could be converted in sine inverse, cos inverse and tan inverse, all three forms. Here, as we are having rest of the terms as tan inverse, we will convert here this term as tan inverse only. So 2 tan inverse x, this can be written as tan inverse 2x upon 1 minus x square. If I do, I find, putting the value of that identity x as 1 upon 5, I will find this as tan inverse 2 upon 5, 1 minus 1 upon 25. And still tan inverse 1 upon x goes parallel, no change till we simplify these two terms now. Okay, now simplifying here we get tan inverse 10 by 23 plus tan inverse, it becomes 2 upon 5, 24 upon 25, by cancellation we get 5 by 12. Next step we will write that. Here cancellation gives us 5 upon 12. So finally we have tan inverse 10 upon 23 plus tan inverse 5 by 12 plus tan inverse 1 upon x equal to 5 by 4. And this is obvious. Here also tan inverse x plus tan inverse y, this identity is applicable. Without delay, we will apply tan inverse x plus y means tan upon 23 plus 5 upon 12 upon 1 minus tan upon 23 into 5 upon 12 plus tan inverse 1 upon x equal to 5 by 4. I hope this much is understood to you. Now we will continue solving this step. After simplifying by the same identity tan inverse x plus tan inverse y, we are finding tan inverse x plus y upon 1 minus x into y. LCM taken, it is 276, cross multiplying and addition 235. In denominator 276 minus tan size of 50, we get 226 divided by 276. Now we simplify here as these are same cancellation. We have tan inverse 235 upon 226 plus tan inverse 1 upon x is equal to pi by 4. Now we have two steps. Either two options are there. Either we solve this term, constant term with this x, or we shift this to right hand side so that pi by 4 can be converted in terms of tan inverse. We know that pi by 4 is 1, so that's why we can write pi by 4 is tan inverse of 1. We can convert that in a constant term with tan inverse. So we can simplify this with pi by 4 also. Now I suggest you this should be simplified with pi by 4 only. Reason, suppose I start solving this these two, applying the identity of tan inverse x plus tan inverse y. The problem is this is a variable term. This can't be simplified with this constant. So we will get a bigger expression in terms of x. Here we are having very small term 1 upon x. So this can be simple. This looks simple. But when we solve it with this constant, we will make a bigger expression and maybe we are having quadratic formula, quadratic equation we are getting. So I suggest this should be shifted right hand side so that we can simplify and we can get direct answer for this variable x. I hope you understood how to choose the path. Okay, now we go ahead. This can be written as tan inverse 1 upon x, this is equal to, first we write pi by 4 as it is, minus tan inverse 235 upon 226. As I said earlier, pi by 4 is tan inverse 1. So we will write tan inverse 1 upon x. This is equal to tan inverse 1 minus tan inverse 235 upon 226. Also, we see right hand side the identity applicable is tan inverse x minus tan inverse y, which is equal to tan inverse of x minus y upon 1 plus xy. The same identity we apply right hand side to get tan inverse 1 minus 235 upon 226 upon 1 plus 1 into 235 226. Now we solve it. Tan inverse 1 upon x, this is equal to tan inverse 226 minus 235 is minus 9 upon 226, and here 226 ones are and addition 6 5 11 1 26 and 24 by 226. These two cancel out. Also, now whenever you get such a situation, we are having tan inverse as a single term, right hand side also the same function, then directly we can eliminate both the tan inverse. That also is a single term. Means here these two values are equal. So directly we can conclude 1 upon x, this is equal to minus 9 upon 461, and obviously getting reciprocal, x comes 461 upon 9. This is the final answer. Okay, so this is one method. But whenever we obtain the value of a variable, here as we are having one variable, we have got the single value only here, and we have simplified the terms. If all the steps are correct, then this value obtained will be the final answer. If we are getting two or more values, in that case we should see the equation given and we should verify that which one will be the best answer. So such examples also we will face. I hope this much is understood to you. Now in this section we see the second example. What is different in comparison to first one? In first equation we took only one term of x. Here we are having two terms of x. Still, I will suggest we have to apply identities. Whenever two terms are there or one term, but we need to apply identities. Again I will suggest 1, 2, 3. As we see, there are three terms, so we can have one option that as these two are variable terms, so that will be convenient if we apply the identity for these two terms only. Means one of them will be shifted right hand side, then you can do. Okay, but still other form, let's discuss about this. These two are variable terms. Okay, if you solve them, then we will get one equation in terms of x as a result. Okay, maybe a quadratic one. So depends on your choice. It is not fixed or I cannot promise that the particular method which I suggest will be easier. In this case, you can choose any one option according to your convenience. Okay. By the way, I will select the second method. What? I will take identity for these two. Tan inverse x plus tan inverse y. As I see the addition of two terms of tan inverse will be x plus y upon 1 minus xy. So in place of x and y respectively, these two terms will be taken, and one time only tan inverse I see x plus y means x plus 1 plus x minus 1 upon 1 minus product of x and y means these two. So this will become x square minus 1 product equal to tan inverse 8 upon 31. And as I said that when we solve these two variable terms, obviously we will get one quadratic equation. Chances are there as product we are having x and y. Now single term left hand side tan inverse term only one term right hand side. Both of the terms by comparison can be written without tan inverse x. This 1 to 1 cancelled out. 2x upon opening the bracket we have 2 minus x square equal to 8 upon 31. This becomes 62x. This is equal to 16 minus 8x square. This quadratic equation completed. We have 8x square plus 62x minus 16 equal to 0. Simplify. Before we apply any formula, we can do this by 2. 4x square plus 31x minus 8. This is equal to 0. Now you can solve it by splitting the middle term as quadratic equation we have obtained, or you can apply quadratic formula also to get the answer. Okay. So if you do, I suggest quadratic formula best because sometimes splitting is not possible. So we will not. This much you can do. Or if you are perfect in splitting, that follow, no problem is there. X is equal to minus 31 plus minus 1089. This is square of 33 upon 8. So x this is equal to, we can take plus minus, that is minus 31 plus 33 upon 8 comma minus 31 minus 33 upon 8. Simplifying, x equal to 33 minus 31 is 2, 2 by 8 is 1 by 4 comma this will be 3 1 4, 3 3 is 64. So minus 8. We are having two answers, 1 by 4 minus 8. As I said in previous question, when we are having a one variable single answer we are getting, all the steps we have done correct calculation, then this is the final answer. But in this case we are having two answers. Okay, don't forget, chances are there that we are not accepting one of them. Maybe for that what we have to do here, the main thing, it's plus, it's minus, one positive and other negative answer. So we should go back to the equation. I suggest you how can we estimate. If I take minus 8 here, so we will have minus 8 plus 1 minus 7. And tan inverse minus 7, as I know, if I verify, tan inverse we are having minus 7 from first term, second term minus 8 minus 1 we are having tan inverse minus 9. When I simplify these two, tan inverse minus x gives us the conclusion as minus tan inverse 7 minus tan inverse 9. Now you see both of the terms are negative. We will take a minus sign common. We will simplify them by identity. But right hand side value is completely positive. It shows that the negative values will not be accepted. Okay. So here only by just taking the sign, help of sign, we can reject minus 8 and final answer would be x equal to 1 upon 4. Okay, so this is the way, or otherwise the best, if you have enough time, you put the value and just check which one will be the best possible. Okay, so these are the things we have to be careful of. Both of them are not the answer for this question. Okay, I hope this is understood. We will switch to the next question now. In third example, obviously, in first term we took one term of variable, second question we took two terms. Here we have taken three terms of the variable. You can see it is sin inverse 3x upon 5 plus sin inverse 4x upon 5 is equal to sin inverse x. Now whenever such a case is given, I suggest directly you solve this, because shifting and all will not affect the equation, will not affect the method. Okay, so that's why, because everywhere x is available, mainly in this equation you can see all the terms are having x. So better I say you directly apply identities and simplify for x. Let's start. What we can do for these two terms, as they are given in addition, we can apply the identity of sin inverse being sin inverse x plus sin inverse y is equal to sin inverse x under root 1 minus y square plus y under root 1 minus x square. Okay, now this identity when we do for LHS, we find LHS to be sin inverse x means 3x upon 5 under root 1 minus 4x upon 5 square will be 16x square upon 25. Next, plus y means 4x upon 5 and multiplication under root 1 minus square of 3x upon 5, so 9x square upon 25. This is equal to sin inverse x. Here only we find one thing. This is completely one term of sin inverse, left hand side, right hand side one term of sin inverse. So values directly can be taken equal. They can be equated. So we find one thing. 3x upon 5. Here we simplify. This will come in numerator and we have 25 minus 16x square upon root 25 will become 5 plus 4x upon 5 into 25 minus 9x square upon 5 is equal to x. Now, the mistake committed by students in general, all the terms are having x, so they directly cancel this out. I always suggest do not take such steps in general. Okay? Why? Because this is like killing the roots. This equation can be solved in different way. How? This x can be shifted left hand side. So we have 3x root 25 minus 16x square upon 25 plus 4x root 25 minus 9x square upon 25 minus x equal to 0. I hope you get it. As we see LCM we are having 25. So yes, next step we can write 3x root 25 minus 16x square plus 4x root 25 minus 9x square minus 25x equal to 0. As LCM was taken, so will be multiplied to x and here 0 will remain 0 as it is. Okay. Now further what we can do? We have to take, you see, don't cancel out x. Take x common. When we take x common, we have thrice root 25 minus 16x square plus 4 times root 25 minus 9x square minus 25 equal to 0. Now, we know that whenever two values product is 0, at least one of them is 0. So that's why one root we are obtaining from here only. If I take x equal to 0, so this is one of the solutions we can expect. Okay, then we can write or this bracket equal to 0. Now we need to simplify this bracket as an equation. We have obtained one solution here, x equal to 0. We go ahead with this equation. What? Thrice root 25 minus 16x square plus 4 times root 25 minus 9x square minus 25 equal to 0. Now this thing, such an expression, whenever we are having square root terms, then this is also we should be alert. To simplify them, the particular method which I advise here, I am not saying that whichever I am applying that only is the method, but that is more convenient. Okay. Here, whenever these are two root terms in same expression, then we should shift one term right hand side to separate it from the previous one. This way, thrice root 25 minus 16x square, that constant minus 25 remains as it is, equal to, this will become minus 4 times root 25 minus 9x square. Now being the single square root term here right hand side, we can square both sides. Squaring effect, left hand side we are having two terms, these two terms. So here we will have a minus b whole square identity. Okay, means squaring we will get 3 root 25 minus 16x square minus 25 whole square equal to, as we are squaring, so we get 16 25 minus 9x square. Left hand side we will apply the identity a minus b whole square. We get 3 square 9 square on this root will eliminate 25 minus 16x square. Square on 25 will make it 625 and minus 2ab, that will become 15 to 3 150 root 25 minus 16x square equal to, here 16 can be multiplied inside 400 144 x square. Calculation I see is more than we expected. 9 into 25 225, 9 into 16 144 x square, 625 as it is, minus 150 root 25 minus 16x square is equal to 400 minus 144 x square. See that? Now we are having two terms exactly same, minus 144 x square both sides. These two can be cancelled out. To get further, 225 and this is 625, we can simplify and we have 850 shifted right hand side, we get minus 150 root 25 minus 16x square, it comes minus 450. These two cancel out, 3s are, and obviously we need to square. Now this is a single term of square root, squaring both sides, we get 25 minus 16x square equal to 9. We get 16, this is equal to 16x square, x square equal to 1, so x is equal to plus minus 1 obviously. Now we have x equal to plus minus 1, x equal to 0 as a solution. Total 3 solutions we are obtaining. Now we will check. First thing, if we take 0, you see, if I replace x by 0, so sine inverse 0 is according to the principal domain, it is 0. This also will remain 0 and right hand side also will turn 0. It satisfies. Verbally we can do. Here we are having 2, 1, positive and negative. So this is obvious thing. If I take minus sine inverse minus x is equal to minus sine inverse x. So that's why taking minus sign in these two terms of x, If I take minus 1, both of the terms, so minus will be common, result will be negative. So right hand side also will balance it. If I take sine inverse minus 1 here, so minus will come out. I hope you understand. Here, as I see, negative value also is satisfying. All the three are solution for given equation. There were three terms of x. Okay, so we can get the solutions are 0, 1 and minus 1. I hope you get it. Now we'll switch to next question. This is the next category of equation, inverse trigonometric functions. Here, such a step we have seen in earlier equations. We are having tan of cos inverse x is equal to sin inverse of sin of cos inverse 1 by 2. Okay. Now, whenever such a situation is given, again the target is to find x. So the best thing, as these two functions are given together, one is inverse trigonometric, other is normal trigonometric function, both sides you can see the same situation. So we will try to apply the cancellation law, and obviously as they are not similar, that's why we will use Pythagoras theorem also. For left hand side, as I see, this is cos inverse x, which can be written as x upon 1, being a base upon hypotenuse. Okay, so as I see outside it is tan, so we will convert this in tan inverse. We will write tan inverse perpendicular upon base. So base obviously will be x, and perpendicular we will obtain by applying Pythagoras theorem these two values, and we will have under root 1 minus x square. Similarly, right hand side, this is cos inverse, we need to convert this in sine for cancellation. We will write here sine of sine inverse base upon hypotenuse. This will be perpendicular upon hypotenuse, so 2 remains as it is. And here, while evaluating using Pythagoras theorem, we have 2 square 4 minus 1 3 root 3 by 2. Okay. Now, applying law of cancellation, we can cancel the array of functions, and we are left with under root 1 minus x square upon x equal to root 3 by 2. Now this comes to the general form of which we are habitual. We can solve this by methods. Now first of all we will cross multiply twice of root 1 minus x square equal to root 3x. As we see, there is a square root on variable term, so squaring both sides, we get 4 times 1 minus x square equal to 3x square. Solving, 4 minus 4x square is equal to 3x square. 4 equal to 7x square. So obviously x square is equal to 4 by 7, which implies x comes plus minus 2 upon root 7. Okay. This again can be verified by taking the value. Because very simple equation is given. So putting those values, we can check whether it will satisfy or not. So you should begin with negative. Okay. Now we will switch to the next question to see the difference, different pattern of question. Let's see. In this question, why have I chosen? Let me tell you. It is similar to previous one, but their law of cancellation was possible. Here in this case you can see law of cancellation is not possible. It's not very much convenient for students to apply, as we are given tan inverse and this we are given sine. Means outside we are given inverse function, inside we are given normal trigonometric function. Also, right hand side you see it is tan inverse and twice of sec x. So as 2 is available, that's why the law of cancellation is not directly possible. That's what we have to do. Here, by comparison, we will eliminate first inverse trigonometric function. But again one problem, this is twice of tan inverse, so we cannot compare till it becomes only tan inverse like right hand side. What we are going to do? 2 tan inverse x identity is in terms of tan inverse 2x upon 1 minus x square. I repeat my statement, why I chose tan inverse to convert in tan inverse only because right hand side I am having function tan inverse. Okay, so this will be written as tan inverse, in place of x this can be having sin x. So applying identity, we have tan inverse twice of sin x upon 1 minus sin square x. Right hand side, tan inverse 2 sec x. You see, direct comparison. Directly inverse function will be eliminated. So we have twice of sin x and 1 minus sin square x, as we know it is cos square x. By identity, basic. Cross multiply, we have these two also cancelled out. Sin x, this is equal to sec x into cos square x. No need to tell you, sec x into cos x, it's a square. If we pick one cos x, sec x into cos x, be reciprocal, that will convert 1. So we are left with only sin x equal to cos x. Here, those who know, we can find direct answer being a pi by 4. Okay, we can directly say this will be pi by 4 here. Also, suppose you don't know, methods are there. We can write sin x, this can be written as sin pi by 2 minus x. By comparison, now we can say x, this is equal to pi by 2 minus x. So 2x, this is equal. We can apply here the method of a cos theta plus b sin theta also. Okay, applying compound angle method, that we can get the answer. Now let me tell you, by the way, my intention is what? My intention is to show the general solution. Why? Because we are told to find x. Here, this is the particular value. Obviously, we will accept it. Okay. Now, sometimes we need to present general solution also. So, how to get general solution? Not a compulsion, but still, let me guide you for that. This system will be eliminated. Means this much portion we will not write when we are finding general solution. This, first of all, cos x will be shifted left hand side to make it sin x minus cos x equal to 0. Now this is the pattern I was talking about, a cos theta plus b sin theta pattern. Here a and b are the coefficients of sin x and cos x. As I see, it is 1. The coefficient of cos x also is 1. So for to apply this method, what we do, we find the value of root a square plus b square, as both of them are 1. So that's why in this situation will be root 2. So dividing by the value obtained, we get 1 upon root 2 sin x minus 1 upon root 2 cos x equal to 0. We divide each term by the same whenever such an equation a cos theta plus b sin theta pattern is given. This 1 by root 2 can be written as sin pi by 4 sin x minus this is cos pi by 4 cos x equal to 0. Now this becomes an identity, cos A cos B minus sin A sin B, where we see one thing, this is second term, so this can be written in reverse order as right hand side is 0, cos A cos B minus sin A sin B, this is equal to 0. Now please wait. So this term by the identity of compound angle can be written as cos A minus B x minus pi by 4 equal to 0. Now from 11th standard, earlier classes, if you know, whenever we are having cos theta equal to 0, then general solution for this is written as 2n plus 1 pi by 2. I hope you remember. Okay. Now, following this pattern, here the value of theta is this bracket, 0 is given right hand side. We will write x minus pi by 4, the theta, this is equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2. Need to simplify. Here we find this is cos x plus pi by 4 as identity of cos A, cos B minus sin A, sin B. So sin will be opposite to that one. Okay. So here x plus pi by 4, when pi by 2 comes inside, we have 2 and 2 cancelled out, so n pi plus pi by 2 is left. When pi by 4 means 45 goes that side, so 45 subtracted from this 90 we get 45 only. So this get n pi plus pi by 4 as the general solution. General means what? Now this is not having one solution only. Infinite solutions can be presented to satisfy this value. So by the way, previously what we got pi by 4 and n pi plus pi by 4, both will be correct. This will be general answer, but that also will be accepted. Okay, so you can present whichever you want to follow. I hope this one is understood. Completely different question. Now further we are having different questions only, different patterns we are taking. Let's see the next one. This pattern, we are given all the functions left hand side equal to 0. Whenever such a situation is given, you see it's like composite function, sine of twice cos inverse of cot of twice of tan inverse x equal to 0. We need to solve it, we need to find a value of x. In such a case, we should start from the core function, the innermost. Okay, we keep simplifying, and we every time we try to apply law of cancellation, and further we are left with only one term of x. We get one equation of x that is simplified. Let's start here. This is 2 tan inverse x. Obviously we cannot cancel cot and tan inverse directly, so we need to apply the identity. 2 tan inverse x will be written in terms of tan inverse first as tan inverse 2x upon 1 minus x square. Identity, direct identity I have written. But again I say outside it is cot. We need to write this in cot inverse. So using reciprocal identity, we can write cot of cot inverse. This will become reciprocal. 1 minus x square upon 2x. Now law of cancellation applied. These two are cancelled. Okay. So we have sine twice cos inverse. Expression left is 1 minus x square upon 2x equal to 0. And once again the same situation, sine is given, twice of cos inverse. So no cancellation will be applied till we remove this 2. Applying twice of cos inverse x identity. Now 2 cos inverse x, 2 cos inverse x, we have to convert in sine inverse, as outside we are having sine function. So this will become sine inverse 2x under root 1 minus x square. I hope so far you have learned the identities by this module. So this will become sine inverse twice of x, means this whole value, 1 minus x square 2x under root 1 minus x square. So this will become under root 1 minus square on this expression. Obviously sine to sine inverse cancelled out. Now we are left with expression. What expression? It's 2 into this 2 also is cancelled out here. So we are left with 1 minus x square upon x into root 1 minus x square whole square upon 4x square equal to 0. Now by rules, as you know, the two values are having the product to be 0, so surely one of them will be 0. So taking this first one, if I take first one as 0, 1 minus x square upon x equal to 0, this implies 1 minus x square becomes x into 0 will turn 0, and when we have x equal to plus minus 1. One pair of solution we have obtained. Next will be simplified taking 0. If I take root 1 minus x square whole square upon 4x square as 0, then obviously I need to square both sides to eliminate this square root. So I am having 1 minus x square whole square upon 4x square equal to 0, or I can say 4x square, this is equal to 1 minus x square whole square. Then obviously we'll take square root to eliminate this square, or you can apply a minus b whole square. Both of the things are possible. This is more convenient. So this will get here 2x, this is equal to 1 minus x square, and when we have x square plus 2x minus 1 equal to 0. Now this will be solved using quadratic formula. Splitting I don't think is applicable conveniently. We have 2 square 4 plus 4 here, and in denominator 2, and finally we have minus 2 plus minus 4, 4, 8. So this will be 2 root 2 upon 2, which further can be written as minus 1 plus minus root 2. So here we get two more solutions. So finally we have 2 here and 2 here. Total 4 solutions for the given equation. Okay, so this is a completely different pattern of equations. So whenever such a thing is given, only one thing in the beginning I said, keep in mind, we need to start from the core function innermost. Okay, now let's see the next patterns of equations. Here we find one equation given that sin inverse x whole square plus cos inverse x whole square, the value is given 17 pi square by 36. We need to find x, obviously the x which satisfies the equation we need to obtain. In such an equation, actually this is based on the complement angle relation. Complementary angle relation means, if you remember in the basics I explained it, sin 90 minus theta is cos theta and cos 90 minus theta is sin theta. We know that sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is equal to pi by 2 by complementary angle relation. You can see these two functions only are used in the relation. Okay, so such a equation is based on this identity. Here we can replace cos inverse x by pi by 2 minus sin inverse x and use it here in the given relation. We can rewrite this as sin inverse x whole square plus pi by 2 minus sin inverse x whole square equal to 17 pi square upon 36. With the help of this identity, we have converted in sin inverse x only. Now, for time being, we can consider sin inverse x as a value as z. As soon as we do, we have z square plus pi by 2 minus z whole square. This is equal to 17 pi square upon 36. Now we can simplify this quadratic equation. This will become a minus b whole square here, z square plus pi square by 4 plus z square minus 2ab. This is 17 pi square by 36. Now these two cancel out. Also, this will become 2z square. This pi square by 4 can be shifted right hand side being constant. To simplify this term, we get pi z here. This is equal to 17 pi square by 36 minus pi square by 4. 2z square minus pi z equal to 8 pi square by 36 we obtain. Now further solving, we get twice z square minus pi z. This is equal to 2 pi square upon 9. Also 18z square minus 9 pi z minus 2 pi square equal to 0. Here this becomes a quadratic equation where you can use the constant as the pi. You can see constant term is having pi, so that also will remain constant only. Now how to operate? Either you apply quadratic formula or you apply splitting the middle term. Okay, here we can apply quadratic formula. z, this is equal to minus b, means this will become, the value of b is this minus 9 pi. So minus of b means 9 pi plus minus under root square of 9 pi will become 81 pi square and 4ac. So this will become plus 4 2s are 8, 18 8s are 144 pi square upon 2 into 18 is 36. Now this is 9 pi plus minus root, we get 225 pi square upon 36, and here z, this is equal to 9 pi plus minus obviously 15 pi upon 36. We have z, this is equal to 1 time plus, so this will become 24 pi by 36, and 9 minus 15 is minus 6 pi by 36. So we get 2 pi by 3 and minus pi by 6, and both of the values are z. Z means what? We consider this to be sine inverse x. So sine inverse x, here we have 2 pi by 3 or minus pi by 6, and once again taking these values we put an equation, that this given equation or this resultant, and we check whether both of them are satisfying. Otherwise here, if 2 pi by 3 is taken as a sine inverse x, we need to find x, not sine inverse x. Okay, so if I take a sine inverse x as 2 pi by 3, sine inverse x as 2 pi by 3, we see that this is 120 degree, and sine inverse x 120 degree will be x equal to sine 120 degree, this is root 3 by 2. Okay, next if I take sine inverse x as minus pi by 6, minus pi by 6 is minus 30 degree, so x will be sine of minus pi by 6, which is x equal to minus sine pi by 6, and x finally comes minus 1 by 2. So this way we obtain two values of x. It was quadratic equation. We are having root 3 by 2 and minus 1 by 2 as final values. Okay. So this was based on complementary angle relation identities. So be careful while applying. I hope this much is understood to you, and the concept of equation also is clear. So whenever equations are given, you see the pattern, accordingly you solve. Thank you.